Hey, Steelers Nation. We're back with an exclusive video packed with the latest updates on our beloved Pittsburgh Steelers. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. This way, you'll never miss any exclusive updates or exciting Steelers news. The buzz around the NFL has always been dominated by wild trades, unexpected signings, and those rare blockbuster moves that shift the entire balance of the league. But nothing, and I mean nothing, has sent shockwaves quite like the sudden announcement that TYREEK Hill is heading to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Fans are calling it the biggest signing in the history of the franchise, and honestly, it's hard to argue against that. The Steelers have a rich tradition, built on decades of grit, hard-nosed defense, and a culture of resilience. Yet, in the modern game, where speed and explosive offense dominate highlight reels, Pittsburgh was often seen as a step behind in terms of offensive star power. That narrative changes instantly with the arrival of Hill. We're talking about a player who isn't just fast, he's lightning in cleats, someone who can tilt the field the moment he lines up. The idea of him wearing the black and gold jersey has fans buzzing with anticipation. This isn't just about filling a roster spot. It's about transforming the very identity of a team that has been hungry to reclaim its position among the NFL's elite contenders. When the rumors first started swirling about Hill possibly leaving Miami, most people brushed them aside as off-season noise. After all, the Dolphins built their identity around him and Tua, creating one of the most electrifying offenses in football. Yet, as whispers grew louder, there were subtle hints that Pittsburgh was lurking in the background, preparing for a bold move. No one truly believed it until the official announcement broke, and now the football world is in a frenzy. Analysts are dissecting the financial details, debating whether the Steelers overpaid, and fans are flooding social media with a mix of disbelief and pure joy. The core sentiment, however, remains the same. This is monumental. Not since the days of trading for big names like Jerome Bettis or drafting legends like Troy Polamalu has the Steelers fan base felt this kind of electricity. TYREEK Hill brings not just speed, but swagger, a sense that every play could end up being the game winner. And for a franchise that thrives on passion and spectacle, that's exactly what was missing. From a purely football perspective, Hill's addition addresses multiple needs for the Steelers at once. Pittsburgh's offense has been criticized for lacking explosiveness, relying heavily on grinding drives, and hoping their young quarterback could slowly develop into a leader. Now, with Hill on the field, defenses have no choice but to respect the deep threat on every single snap. Imagine defensive coordinators trying to balance stopping the Steelers' run game while also bracing for Hill to torch them over the top. It opens up opportunities for everyone else on the roster, from receivers benefiting from single coverage to tight ends finding open seams. The ripple effect of this signing cannot be overstated. And it's not just about schematics, it's about confidence. A team that was often seen as one-dimensional suddenly has the kind of weapon that makes opponents rethink their entire game plan. Hill's presence is intimidating, and intimidation has always been a part of Steelers football. Except this time, instead of fear coming solely from a punishing defense, it comes from the thought of a receiver sprinting past defenders at speeds that look more like track and field than football. The cultural impact of TYREEK Hill joining the Steelers might even surpass the on-field benefits. Pittsburgh is a city that loves its sports heroes, that immortalizes players who embody both skill and grit. Hill, with his flamboyant style and game-breaking ability, brings a new kind of star power that the city hasn't experienced in decades. He's the type of player who can turn a regular season Sunday into a nationwide spectacle. Think about it. Primetime games, national broadcasts, highlight packages. Suddenly the Steelers are no longer just about tradition. They're about modern entertainment value. That matters, not just for fans, but for the league itself. Merchandise sales are projected to skyrocket. Ticket demand is already through the roof. And suddenly Heinz Field, or whatever corporate name it carries now, is about to become the hottest stage in football. The steel curtain mentality is alive and well, but now it's paired with the flash of a superstar who thrives under the bright lights. For a franchise looking to bridge its storied past with the demands of today's game, this move feels like destiny. What's fascinating is how this move reshapes the AFC landscape. The Steelers were already a competitive team, hanging around playoff contention, but they lacked that X factor that could push them over the edge against powerhouse opponents like the Chiefs, Bills, or Ravens. With Hill in the mix, the conversation changes dramatically. Suddenly, the Steelers aren't just another team fighting for a wild card spot. They're a legitimate threat to challenge for the conference title. Rivalries intensify, especially considering Hill's history of dueling with the Chiefs during his time in Kansas City. Imagine the narrative if Pittsburgh and Kansas City collide in the playoffs, with Hill facing his old team. The drama writes itself. And then there's Baltimore, a rivalry already fueled by decades of hostility. Adding Hill's explosiveness into that equation makes every matchup must-watch television. It's rare that a single player can shift the power dynamics of an entire division. But TYREEK Hill isn't just any player. He's a game-changer in every sense, and his presence might just tilt the scales in the AFC North for years to come. Of course, not everything is sunshine and fireworks. With a signing this massive comes enormous pressure. The Steelers have essentially pushed all their chips to the center of the table, betting that Hill's talent will be the catalyst for a Super Bowl run. Expectations are sky high, and anything short of deep playoff success will be seen as a disappointment. Critics will question whether the team mortgaged too much of its future for one player, no matter how talented. There will be scrutiny over the chemistry between Hill and the quarterback, doubts about whether the offensive line can hold up long enough for plays to develop, and concerns about Hill's durability over the long haul. That's the flip side of a blockbuster move. It raises the stakes in every possible way. But maybe that's exactly what Pittsburgh wanted. Maybe the franchise, known for stability and cautious moves, needed to remind the football world that it still has the guts to gamble big. Because if this works, if TYREEK Hill becomes the piece that delivers another Lombardi trophy, the risk will have been more than worth it. The whispers inside NFL circles suggest that this wasn't just a football decision, but also a branding one. The Steelers are known worldwide for their tradition, their hard hats, their legacy of toughness, but in recent years, the brand fell a little dated compared to the flashier franchises dominating headlines. By securing TYREEK Hill, they didn't just acquire a superstar player. They acquired a walking highlight reel, a player whose name trends on social media every time he takes the field. It's a calculated move to bring Pittsburgh back into the cultural spotlight, ensuring that younger fans, who may not have grown up during the dynasty years, have a modern icon to rally behind. The NFL is as much about entertainment as it is about results, and Hill guarantees eyeballs. Whether he's torching defenses with 70-yard touchdowns or celebrating with his trademark flair, people will be talking. That chatter elevates the Steelers from respected contenders to headline attractions. And when you combine that entertainment factor with Pittsburgh's blue-collar tradition, the result is something unique. A team that honors its past while fully embracing the new era. It's a marriage of grit and glamour that feels revolutionary. Behind the scenes, there's also chatter about how this move might reshape the locker room dynamic. TYREEK Hill is known as an intense competitor, a player who demands excellence from himself and those around him. The Steelers, with their reputation for discipline and structure, might be the perfect environment for Hill's fiery personality. Some insiders even suggest that head coach Mike Tomlin was the driving force behind the signing, believing that Hill's presence could elevate the mindset of the entire roster. Tomlin has always thrived when coaching strong personalities, and adding a superstar like Hill gives him the ultimate tool to motivate the squad. But of course, big personalities can sometimes clash, and that's where the intrigue lies. Will Hill's need for the spotlight create tension, or will it galvanize a locker room hungry to win? That question will hover over the team all season, and every sideline interaction will be scrutinized. Still, the sense is that Hill wants to prove something to show that he can carry not just an offense, but an entire franchise on his back. And if that's the case, Pittsburgh could be the perfect stage. Financially, the deal also has ripple effects across the league. Other star receivers are watching closely, taking notes on the numbers involved, and considering how Hill's contract might influence their own negotiations. The Steelers reportedly went deep into their pockets to secure him, which sends a message to both their fans and the rest of the NFL. Pittsburgh is willing to spend to win. That's a shift from the perception that they're more conservative with blockbuster signings, preferring to build through the draft and reward homegrown talent. Now, they've set a precedent that could change how future free agents view the franchise. Players who might have overlooked Pittsburgh in the past because of its reputation for prioritizing defense and tradition might now see it as a place where stars are embraced and celebrated. This move could spark a domino effect, where the Steelers suddenly become a prime destination for top-tier talent, looking to join a winning culture with a superstar centerpiece already in place. It's a gamble, yes, but it's also an investment in redefining the team's long-term identity as more than just a defensive powerhouse. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. What really fuels the rumor mill, though, is speculation about how far the Steelers might go this season with Hill in uniform. Some believe this could be the missing ingredient that takes them straight to the Super Bowl. Others caution that it takes time for chemistry to develop, that flashy signings don't always guarantee immediate success. Yet the hype is undeniable. Every training camp report, every preseason snap will be magnified, dissected for signs of how Hill is meshing with his quarterback and teammates. The media circus is just beginning, and fans are already buying into the idea that 2025 could be a magical year in Pittsburgh. Opponents, meanwhile, will be circling those games on their calendar, knowing that stopping TYREEK Hill will be the ultimate challenge. His presence alone forces teams to change how they prepare for the Steelers, and that's where the true value lies. Even on plays where he doesn't touch the ball, Hill alters the geometry of the field. Defenses stretch, safeties drop back, and suddenly everyone else on offense gets more room. That's not just star power. That's structural dominance at the tactical level. For Steelers fans, this feels like the dawn of a new era. They've endured years of transition, watching beloved legends retire and young prospects struggle to fill massive shoes. Now, with Hill leading the charge, there's a renewed sense of optimism that the future is here, and it's brighter than anyone expected. The jerseys are flying off the shelves, season ticket lines are growing, and every fan you talk to seems convinced that something special is brewing. It's more than just excitement about wins and losses. It's about identity. For too long, the narrative around Pittsburgh was that it was a team clinging to its past. With Hill, they're writing a new chapter, one that still honors the grind and grit, but does so with a spotlight-worthy star at the center. That duality resonates deeply with fans who want both pride and spectacle. Whether they're watching from the stands or their living rooms, the feeling is the same. The Steelers have stepped boldly into the modern NFL, and for the first time in years, the city feels alive with championship dreams again. Ultimately, what makes this story so captivating is the blend of uncertainty and potential. TYREEK Hill is a proven superstar, a generational talent whose speed and skill are unmatched. But football is never that simple. It's about chemistry, timing, luck, and the grind of a long season. The Steelers have bet big that Hill will be the catalyst to bring everything together, to turn promise into results. That gamble has injected an electric energy into the city, the franchise, and the league itself. Every rumor, every whisper, every hint of what might happen next only adds fuel to the fire. Could this be the move that redefines the Steelers for the next decade? Could it bring another Lombardi to Pittsburgh's storied trophy case? Nobody knows for sure, and that's the beauty of it. The uncertainty keeps everyone talking, speculating, dreaming. What's undeniable is that the Steelers now have the NFL's most dangerous weapon in their arsenal, and the rest of the league is officially on notice. Whether this ends in glory or heartbreak, the ride is going to be unforgettable. And that's what makes this signing the story of the year. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Pittsburgh Steelers, make sure to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.